Here we go.
But then I went to bed too early and got too much sleep.
Yeah,
What's
said
up,
you and
fanboys
I
and
might be
fangirls?
pretty late.
Yeah. Welcome back to another live episode of What the Fanboy. My name's Luke, and I'm joined by Mr. Tyler.
I am Mr. Tyler, and to the right, as always, the beautiful Brett Ike.
Oh,
You're
In his
talking about
Destiny
me.
gear,
Oh yeah,
per usual.
gotta rep it somehow.
Yeah.
I should get some Destiny gear since I play that game now a lot.
Notice he doesn't say what is Destiny anymore.
I know. I'm so happy.
I know what
We'll
Destiny
have to find
is.
a new game for him to do that. What is
For Brett, it
Destiny
would be
2?
Control. What is Control? Because his fool won't play.
What
it.
game? Destiny 2? What's that?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I didn't know
really.
there was a sequel.
We're starting the
He's
the
back.
show off well. All right. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. Tired, obviously, of course.
Luke and I played some Destiny 2 this week, so we know you did that. But what else did you do?
We stayed up way too late. Oh my gosh.
You enjoyed it.
I had
We got
an
you
absolute blast.
the one of the most iconic weapons in
That's
in
true.
Destiny
That's what he was
lore.
That must have been like after I got off.
way after you got off.
Yeah.
I should have been asleep for about 3 hours.
Yeah, I
fine.
didn't stay up super late playing games this week. It just was not in my wheelhouse.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
I never plan to.
Yeah.
I'm a bad influence.
I always plan to, and then when I don't, it's a shocker.
You're a good influence.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. What did you do?
What'd I do?
Yeah.
Is that all
One
you
of
did?
No, I did a lot of things.
I did so many things compared to what I normally do.
Oh my gosh. I did the least, I think,
All right,
this week.
Tyler, what'd you
I'll
do?
go first. I finished the House of Silk book.
Yeah.
I read it in 4 days. It was really good.
Was it soft?
No. It was very...
Hard silk?
It was... The House of Silk's not good. Not a good thing.
Oh, it's a good book though.
It was good though.
The book was really good.
Oh, good.
Okay.
But the House of Silk in the book is not a good thing.
Ah.
I watched The Old Guard.
Yes.
I watched Casino Royale
Yeah.
with you guys.
That was fun.
That's a fanboy worthy for me. It's the first time I watched a Daniel Craig Bond movie, so that was fun. That movie's way longer than I thought, and there's a lot happening, but I definitely enjoyed it. And then I also watched Hot Rod last night because my little brother hadn't seen it.
I love Hot Rod.
Me too, and it's
One of the
still
best movies of
so
all
funny
time.
to me. Still so funny. I didn't know Will Ferrell was a producer on that movie.
Oh yeah.
Probably because it's the SNL guys.
Yeah,
Probably.
I thought that was kind of cool. And that's pretty much it. I
Nice.
started Moriarty, which is the second book in the Anthony Horowitz Sherlock Holmes novels, which there's only 2, so this will be the end of it. And then I bought Forever and a Day, which is Anthony Horowitz's Bond book, with original content from Ian Fleming in it. I don't really know how he knows people.
Yeah,
he gets
clearly
endorsed by a lot of people, and apparently it's a prequel to Casino Royale.
Nice.
So I was like, well, I guess I should probably
The book
read
or the
that.
movie?
I think it's the book.
Okay.
I would assume
Casino
it's the book.
Royale. Fun fact: the movie Casino Royale is very true to the book, except for the first half. Like everything up until
That's like 50% of it.
Well, I know, but it's a long movie.
Yeah.
So everything, like the book starts
So like
at
the
the casino
Africa
game.
and Miami
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
they
That's where
basically
this
had
book will
to
fill in.
they had to
Yeah.
develop the first act to get Bond to the casino game
Yeah, because
or the
this
poker game.
this book is essentially how he becomes 007.
Yeah.
Like it's how he earns his 00 status.
Maybe like the black and white little section at the very beginning.
Yeah, there you go.
that's probably the end
Real
of the
heavy
book.
grain.
But yeah,
Nice.
I think that's all I did. I watched Hamilton again.
Oh, good movie.
Yeah.
Good movie. I did a number of things. I finished Unsolved Mysteries, which I mentioned last week. It's only 6 episodes.
Did you have any information to help solve any of the mysteries?
I didn't have any information.
You're useless.
Yes.
To those people.
No, to most everybody, I think.
Not here.
Yeah, you're pretty useful here.
Oh, good. Glad I'm useful somewhere.
Everything you see here.
I think the first
Outside of Luke and I.
Whoa!
the first half of that series is really strong. It has they're really solid mysteries, and then the second half is less strong.
I definitely like.
Just because, like, on one of them, it's like, it's not really a spoiler. It's like alien abductions.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of people were.
I thumbed through the titles and I saw that one and I was like, that looks bad.
So it's weird, but it's not very compelling.
Like it seems fake.
Like it's like it seems like maybe something happened, but like just the storytelling in that episode wasn't as strong. Like how they narratively connected all the different stories. I don't know. Well, it just wasn't as something happened, right?
Yeah.
And then there's one where it's like, oh, we know what happened. It's not a mystery, but there's a body buried somewhere.
No.
Should I be laughing at that?
Which, I mean, no, it's a terrible thing. But like,
No.
but there's no it's not much of a mystery in terms of everyone knows it except they can't prove what happened, right? It's kind of like Carol Baskin's.
Oh gosh.
No, it's actually more.
That'll be episode 7, bonus episode. What happened to Carol Baskin's husband?
There's definitely more evidence of this than Carol Baskin's. So, but hey, what's up, Siebel? Welcome to the chat.
Siebel, good talk Saturday night. Glad we see eye to eye on some UFC things.
Oh, UFC. Okay, I watched a couple other things. I watched Midway. That was a movie last year from...
I thought you were going to say that was a movie.
It was a movie from Ronald Emmerich.
Roland
Emmerich.
Ronald McDonald.
It doesn't matter.
Here's the deal.
He probably CG'd his name anyways.
It's like a disaster movie with inside a war movie, inside of a... I don't know. This movie tries to be about 16 different things.
Is Midway a prequel to Independence Day?
And no, it's kind of shot like it though. It's a cool story. I just think they maybe bit off a little more than they can chew. Unsolved Mysteries, Matthew McConaughey for me. Midway is a straight to streaming. I don't think it's that good, but it's on HBO Max if you're looking to kill 2 hours, 2.5 hours, however long it is. It's big, but not in a good way. Let's see. I also watched another movie from a little earlier this year called Extraction. That is
The
haven't watched
Russo
that.
brothers, Chris Hemsworth.
yeah.
I still haven't watched that one.
It's not good.
didn't like it?
No.
Oh, I thought it was fun.
It had okay action, but I felt like it was trying to do the thing that John Wick does, which is like all action all the time.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely that.
But it's not that good of action. And I know John Wick is like a high bar, right? But like,
An unfairly high bar.
I don't know. I'm only interested in seeing heavy breathing, beat up Chris Hemsworth run around and shoot people for so long.
Yeah.
It just felt kind of the same. And like, I was literally struggling to stay awake during the climax, during the finale. And that was the sign to me that I'm like, this movie just isn't working for me.
For me, the action scene that doesn't work is the one where it's the one shot.
The one shot.
I don't think that looks good at all. It's just shaky camera and it's edited to make look. You can definitely tell where the edits are.
Yo, yeah.
And it's like, But yeah,
We
I
were
thought
spoiled
that was fun
last
but
year
Yeah.
with 1917. I also watched Eurovision Song Contest: The Story of Fire Saga,
What a title.
which is an amazing title.
Is it an amazing movie?
It's pretty good. Maybe it's just because I needed a little joy in my life, but that movie just pretty, it's, to be fair, it's like nothing special. It's like a Will Ferrell comedy that's not quite as dirty as some of his like more crude stuff. It's
That's
like
rare.
I know, and I think maybe that's why I liked it more, is that it was a little more wholesome. Not that it's terribly wholesome, but it's Rachel McAdams isn't there to make sex jokes or whatever. So, and she is an incredible vocalist. Oh my gosh. I recommend that. That's a fanboy worthy for me. It's not like a high fanboy worthy, but like it's better than just all right. I think it's good.
What was Extraction? I didn't
Straight
hear
to streaming.
Okay, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, straight to streaming for Extraction. And then last but not least, I also watched The Old Guard, which we'll be talking about later.
I don't remember what I gave Extraction.
I think you gave it a fanboy worthy.
I don't remember. I think I gave it was a fun, and I'll never watch it again.
Yeah.
But, oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
All right. First thing I did was I binged Hannah Season 2. I really enjoyed the first season. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I thought this season was a big improvement. I guess I almost just entirely spoiled the first season. Where she's at in this is really interesting, and I think whereas the first season was a coming of age, this is kind of taking what she learned from her father and kind of applying it, and also struggling with what is right and wrong and who you should help and who's the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And then also they add in this center of brainwashed girls to become sleeper agents, and it's really interesting to see all their views and how they see the world, because what they're given isn't true.
Okay.
And there's a lot of different perspectives in there, and it really it ends in this fun kind of action movie. Like the last 3 episodes are actually like more than just, hey, we're here, here, where it's like more of just a continuous story. There's more cliffhangers, I'd say. I thought it was really fun, and the main girl who plays Hannah, I think she's really good. I'd recommend that show. That show's a fanboy worthy if you're interested in a fun action show. Check that out. It's on Amazon Prime. Hannah. Yeah, it's really good.
It's on my list.
Yep. And they just announced today that season 3 is coming.
Nice.
They're starting.
So they're getting good. They got enough good
They're
buzz
getting good viewership,
for season 2.
I think a lot of people will like that one.
When I was in Hollywood, there were signs for it literally everywhere you looked. It's like, maybe I should watch that show because they spent $1 million on marketing for
Do you
it.
think
in
for the
LA.
show,
Yeah.
Do you think for the show Hollywood, they put billboards
Yes.
all over Hollywood, but then people would walk around and they'd see like Hollywood and they'd be like, yeah, where do you think we are?
No, you want to
kinda
know the
hope- I
you
wish I
want to know
could've
the
been there
secret
for it.
about marketing in Hollywood, in LA. They market around where executives live, so that if I'm an executive producer on a show and I go out, I can see that billboard, and that makes me happy. And I think that's getting viewership. That's all it is. You think people in LA have time to watch 100 different shows? They don't.
They might
because they're making them.
That's true.
If they do, they live on the sidewalk.
Yeah, you know?
They might have time now.
Yeah, that's true.
The other thing I watched besides The Old Guard was yesterday I watched Palm Springs.
Ooh.
Hulu original movie. First Hulu original I've watched since I got it. I freaking loved it. I thought it was so good. I thought it was hilarious. I thought Andy Samberg and the girl in it, shoot, I can't remember her name. I'll look it up. I thought they were both really good. They're both really funny. J.K. Simmons, man, he's not in it a lot, but when he's there, he steals his scenes, I feel like, just because of kind of his situation going on. It's so funny. But the reasons I liked it so much, beside it just being funny, was I thought they take a common thing, like Edge of Tomorrow did it, Groundhog Day did it. Like, oh, it's a time loop scenario. Yeah, we've seen it before, but they change it. It's not just the same thing, which is really nice.
Nice.
I thought it was really nice because you go in knowing it's a time loop. One of the characters is already in the time loop. So it's not like, oh, how do we get to this time loop? And it's like a bunch of wasted time. No, Samberg is in the time loop already.
So they just start there.
Yeah.
And
so
you
there,
don't- okay.
yeah, there's no...
Okay.
And then the other character in it, the girl that I was looking this up.
Classic Luke.
Palm Swings. What is that?
Squirrel.
She's kind of the POV character of finding out how this situation starts.
She's
Kristen
the audience.
Milioti. I don't know how to say that. Milotti. I don't know. Whatever. Sorry. I don't know how to say that name. But they switch it up. It's not just like a rom-com. Like, I feel like it's like, oh, we're gonna laugh for a bit. Like, it feels like there's some deeper meaning there of where you find your meaning in life and how life isn't meaningless. And it was really done really well. I think it's well written. It is R-rated. It's pretty raunchy. There's some stuff in there. So I'd say if you're against that type of stuff, don't watch it. But I would give this a booyah.
Oh, dang. All right.
If you're fine with the raunchy content, then this is a comedy and type of movie that I think everybody would really get some enjoyment out of.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much as me. You might just be like, yeah, I liked it, but I'd say give it a shot. It's really good.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that all we did?
Yeah.
We did a lot this week.
We did.
And, we didn't waste a lot of time. We kind of burned through those. Good job, guys.
We did.
Let's get to the meat of the stories.
What else is this girl in?
Do we want to knock out the small stories beforehand?
Yeah.
All right.
What are some small stories, Tyler?
All right. I'm going to do 2 of them. One, we got our new Batwoman.
That's right.
I don't know how to say this name, but I'm going to try not to butcher it too much. Javisha Leslie, I think. It's either Javisha or Javicia. I can't tell. But she's going to be playing the new character...
Ryan Wilder.
Ryan Wilder, there you go. And is going to replace Ruby Rose, who they're writing off the show. I think this is cool, honestly. I'm morbidly curious to see how they do it.
Are you gonna watch the premiere? See
Oh, I don't know.
how
Maybe I'll watch
they
like
write themselves out.
maybe
of
I'll
this.
watch like the final 3 episodes of season 1.
I was going to say, I actually
watch
pulled
the
up
premiere.
season 1 on HBO Max. It was like, oh, this is like a 23 episode.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really want to, because I watched like the first 5, but I don't know if I want to watch all of those. I
Let's
might
watch
do
the
the
last
I might
one.
do the last 3 or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I think I'm gonna do. Or I'll just find somebody on social media who's a fan account of the show and get them to give me the bullet point episodes.
Yeah.
But also in the CW, we talked about last week. Stargirl got picked up for season 2 at CW. So really, like, we were like, oh, this is the end, blah 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 for DC Universe. It turns out what they're doing is CW gets the episode first.
Oh, and then it
goes to the streaming service.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if that is based on who's providing more funding for the show. John's is staying on, like, they're keeping everything intact. It's going to be on the CW first. So my guess is, which works for me because I can't watch it till Tuesday anyways usually, works for me that they're doing it that way. So it's kind of interesting. I hope that the show doesn't become a 23 episode season like all the other CW shows, because that's stupid. But
I feel like we've gotten kind of spoiled in our streaming era of having nice, like, 10 episodes.
10 to 13 episodes is perfect.
It really is.
Yeah.
I really like Amazon Prime's 8. I really do. Every
8 1-hour episodes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like every single show I watch on Prime is 8 episodes.
It makes it
Big
digestible.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
23 episodes is just so daunting.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much.
Well, let's see. So we actually today, over in California, the governor ordered all of the theaters and restaurants and bars and stuff like that to close. Yay, more shutdown stuff, which
Lockdown Part 2.
That started while I was there.
I'm saying, yeah. So what I'm saying is we need to be ready for, they're not announced yet, but more delays.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Everything is going to get delayed till 2021.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to come out this year.
Yeah.
Second half of 2021.
Yeah.
Let's just bite the bullet now and push everything to 2022.
Ugh. So that sucks, but there's some industry analysts that say that now maybe September would be the earliest, but even then, I think you guys are right. I think we're looking at
Summer at the
Yeah.
earliest, if we're lucky.
if we're lucky. Man, a whole year from now? Oh, that hurts.
Who's going to pull the trigger on putting a actual big blockbuster
At
on a
home?
streaming
Yeah,
service?
I don't know. Netflix is just like, oh yeah, thank you, COVID. directors are like, oh, I hate you, COVID. But like Netflix is definitely growing because of this.
Yep. Yep.
Crazy.
Let's see. We got some trailers.
We did get some trailers.
Luke, you want to tell us about these trailers we got?
First trailer, this is the only movie trailer I have, it was also delayed an entire year. Halloween Kills.
I didn't watch the trailer.
I didn't watch it either.
It was like 25 seconds long.
Oh, it's like a tease.
Yeah.
A little teaser.
And it's the gang from the last movie. They're all like driving away, and there's fire trucks coming, and Laurie Strode is like, no, let it burn, let it burn. And that's it.
Interesting. Okay.
I didn't like that movie that much. So I'm not really excited for it, but...
Oh, well.
I definitely forgot about that movie.
It's for someone.
I enjoyed it, but I forgot about it.
We also got... So last week we had mentioned the little, like, ad for The Boys.
Yes.
So we got an actual proper trailer
Yeah.
for The Boys Season 2 this week.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's such a good show.
Yeah, they're all wanted criminals, more heroes. Oh, I want to know. I just want them to kill another super because the last one they did was just like he just exploded a man. I just want to know how they do this.
Yeah.
Because the rest are a lot more powerful than whoever Invisible Boy was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who do we think goes down next?
Fishman.
No, I think he sticks around.
He's got good character.
Yeah.
Like he's
I'm
fun to
guessing
watch.
it's somebody.
I think it'll be the A-Train.
A-Train. I can see A-Train.
I think it will be Maeve
Oh.
because she kind of starts to have a turn,
Uh-huh.
and I think something will happen to her.
Gonna be crazy.
What other trailers you guys got?
Stormfront will probably kill her,
Probably.
or Stormfront will die, and she's just the one hero for this season.
Yeah, yeah. Umbrella Academy.
Yes.
Lucas, one of your...
This trailer got me super hyped for season 2. We're in the 60s. We have to stop the apocalypse again. Can't wait.
I actually planned on starting that this week.
It's so good. I'm so excited for you to watch it. It's a lot of fun. And Fives. I was thinking about Star Wars. Number 5, and Klaus are just the best.
I've heard the kid in it is just incredible.
Yeah, he's number 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays an adult in a kid's body so well. I don't know how I would portray that. And I would hope that I can do it as good as he does it.
Those always make me laugh.
Yeah.
It's such a weird... Because it's like, you imagine that kid off camera is a kid, and they're like, we want you to do it like this. And so he acts like an adult, but he doesn't really understand what he's doing. He's just doing it. Like, I always think of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pumped for season 2. I think it comes out in like a couple weeks.
July 31st, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So about 2-3 weeks.
2 weeks.
What's today?
3 weeks.
It's already the
2 weeks.
13th.
2.5 weeks?
2 weeks from Friday.
Sweet.
That's awesome. Any other trailers? I mean, not game trailers. I know we have game trailers to talk about a little bit.
I have one more trailer.
All right, go for it.
The trailer for Ernest Cline's Ready Player 2 book came out last week.
I was like, wait, what? Yeah. Oh, the book.
There was a book trailer.
Of course.
The release date was revealed
That's what we do these days. Book trailers.
November. This is always a thing.
Oh.
November 24th.
When was the last time we talked about it being a thing?
Well,
Exactly.
The Star Wars books?
yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm excited about this. Ready Player One is my favorite book. It's not a literary masterpiece, but it's seriously a ton of fun. And it's also the book that got me back into reading. So I cannot wait. I'm probably going to pre-order a book. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
I listened to that book. It is a lot of fun. It is not a literary masterpiece.
No, not at all.
As a person that does not read a lot, if I can tell that,
Well, that's
you know that there's some shoddy writing going on.
Oh,
there.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I wanted to read it because I really liked the movie. So
Cool.
I'm excited for that too.
It's just it's different enough from the movie that they can both stand on their own, and I love that about it.
Yeah, that's cool. Before we talk more news, shout out to Leroy in the chat with a super chat.
Oh man,
What?
This is our first super chat ever.
What up, Leroy?
Fist bump to Leroy.
What the heck?
It has been a while.
Oh my gosh.
How are you
thank
doing? We're doing good. We're excited to talk about the old guard and especially I think Ubisoft's stuff.
Yeah.
That's gonna be soon. I know. Keep teasing it out, but we are super glad that you are here in the chat with us watching
Appreciate
the
it,
show
Leroy.
today.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
What other news we got? Luke's having a heart attack over there.
Do I need to go next so you can?
No, I got it. I mentioned 5, so I'll talk about Star Wars. We got a new animated series announced today for Disney Plus. It's Star Wars: The Bad Batch. It's going to be based on the characters that were introduced in the first 4 episodes of the newest season. I am really excited because I really thought they were a lot of fun, and I really like the era they're going to, which is post Siege of Mandalore. It's
Like during Order 66 is
Yeah.
like when it's starting, right?
yeah, they're probably going to be clones that are probably on the run or something.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. If it would have been during the Clone Wars, I probably would have been kind of upset because I just got 7 seasons of that.
Yeah.
That wasn't. They ended it perfectly. There's no reason to go back into that era. Instead, we can continue the story. I will say, I wish it was something after Rise of Skywalker.
They are saving that. That is holy ground for
I think
Whatever comes next.
the next big idea.
Yeah.
you're absolutely right, but I wish they would let Filoni play in that area so he can kind of redeem what the heck ever happened.
It will be very interesting to see
That'll be Jon Favreau
who
does
is
that.
chosen for that.
Jon Favreau and Filoni will do it together.
Okay.
I don't know. I have no prediction. I want to see more of those characters, and I don't think they're ever going to be live action again. And I think animation's the only place you would take them.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And I mean, obviously, there's still time. They can announce it in 3 months, in a year, 2 years, or whatever. I know, but I'd rather have that. But I'm excited for the Bad Batch.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Plus, there's a character that was taken away and then given back that I'm excited to see more of.
I think that.
I don't want to spoil it for people that.
Yeah.
And Logan's watching too.
One of my biggest complaints with season 7 was that I felt like the Bad Batch they didn't have enough time to really feel like real characters outside of like here's this personality, here's this personality,
Here's some
this
cool kids,
right, like
Looking back, that's their backdoor pilot.
exactly.
Yeah.
So to give them the room to grow as characters that they need with their own show, I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, I think Clone Wars proved that you can do a show about the soldiers and make it impactful. So I'm really curious to see where they go there. Okay.
And every time one of those, like a clone dies, they're just like, what's a name? I can't think of a name for a clone, but they just be like, no, and be like, oh man, like we just met him and now he's gone. I don't know what to do. Heavy, no.
Guys,
There was a name of a clone.
we have another legend in the chat.
Oh my god.
What?
Siebel, thank you for the super chat.
Siebel and Leroy.
Man, you guys rock.
You guys are producers on this episode.
That is.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
May have
seriously.
we may have to actually start like setting like reward things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Making us
need a reward
making us
with
think. Making us think. Cool.
Oh my
we got to get through this news though. We gotta stay focused.
We're off the rails.
Another streaming service comes out this Wednesday because
Oh,
we
yeah.
needed another one, right?
Peacock.
Oh, but it's free.
NBC's Peacock.
That's okay. Psych 2 comes out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get the Peacock with the multi tiers of different.
Smash that free button.
There's the free ad supported version, the like slightly paid but still some ads version.
It's gonna be like an ad every 3 minutes.
I don't know.
You're gonna watch like one scene and it's like, oh, ad.
99 cents for this.
This is worse than YouTube.
Nothing's worse than YouTube ads.
And
And here's the most important part of the YouTube video
ad. I took down ads off of ours because honestly, they don't generate enough revenue for us to be meaningful.
Smart man.
And I want people to watch the content.
That's
so,
right. That's why our views have been going up.
Now you can watch. Now you can watch the show on YouTube, ad free.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We're our own streaming service, kind of.
Subscribe for free.
What else we got? That's not a real thing. I mean, yes, it is, but
Tron 3 was announced this past week, which I'm super pumped about. They're trying to bring back the director from the second one. They're trying to bring back Daft Punk.
So
before
you say
the two best things about that.
They're trying to bring back.
Did you say you started it yet?
Not yet.
Okay. So to quote a tweet.
Oh, dude, this is the 100% truth.
This announcement both got me the most excited and most sad in a span of seconds that has probably ever happened.
I was trying to find the meme, but it's the guy who, like, it says Tron 3, and he's like, yeah. And then it's like Jared Leto, and it's like, oh. And, like, that's all I could think about when I saw it. Is like, I'm excited about Tron 3 and Daft Punk and the director, I can't remember his name, and they're trying to bring
Joe
back...
Kosinski?
And he's set...
I think so, something like that.
So is he set to, like, star as the main protagonist?
I don't know.
Because look,
he's kind of old for that.
Blade Runner 2049. I think he fit that role of kind of
if he's supporting
the big bad villain, like as a supporting. Well, right, kind of.
Maybe he'll be the master control voice.
I think he could be cool as a role. I'm not excited to see him as a lead protagonist, but they could do something cool with him.
Well, apparently. Is his name Garrett Hedlund?
Yeah.
Apparently he's set to come back. They're trying to get him to come back.
Yeah, they're trying to get
I like
Hedlund, Olivia Wilde, and Jeff Bridges to come back.
Jeff Bridges does not need to come back.
Flashback.
He can just voice over like he does.
The Grid.
And
I was listening to that
if
the other
they
day. Freaking love that soundtrack.
I like Hudlin coming back. If they bring Olivia Wilde back, they need to do something better with her character. I think she was extremely underutilized. She's a very talented actress, and they did the whole, like, Born Sexy Yesterday trope with her in that movie.
I just want Hedlund to do more movies.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot, does he?
And he's a good actor. Mm-hmm. Kind of underrated.
Yeah. Here's a question. Is Cillian Murphy coming back? He's in that movie uncredited for like less than a minute.
No, he's not coming back.
He's gonna be the bad guy.
He's gonna come back with a giant beard.
I wouldn't mind. Look, he's a good actor. I'd take him. So
they're gonna find him stranded.
That's fine with me. Fine with
like
me.
in Dunkirk.
You all right, man? Did you get to the arcade?
Other things that were either announced or kind of rumored. Sounds like we're getting more Bat Reeves Batman.
Bat Reeves Batman?
Bat Reeves Batman.
I love it.
So obviously the Batman in production now kind of got stalled for a while, but it looks like Matt Reeves and Terrence Winter have kind of signed on to produce a show around Gotham and the police department for HBO Max.
Yep. Kind of a Gotham Central-esque procedural.
Mm-hmm.
I was super hyped for this because I think this is what I thought Gotham was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned out to be just everybody's a kid and all the villains are around, but then Batman isn't. But then they announced it as a prequel, and honestly, I'm kind of
Less interested
excited
now.
If it's a prequel to the movie and Batman is around, great. If it's Gotham pre-Batman, no thanks. I'm a little bit more sour on that because that is just Gotham, except he's not a kid. But like I think rumored, the Batman is supposed to be. He's been doing this for 2 years, and maybe it will be him being more out in the open because I guess something's probably going to go down. And he's not going to be a secret anymore.
Right.
If you had a Gotham where Batman exists and he's in the shadows and he is just this dark rumor that's been flying around. The criminals are afraid of something and they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I think that is really cool. We'll see. Who knows?
That could be really interesting. I don't think they're getting bat pat for this.
Oh, I don't think they should.
So as long as they can kind of keep that, like you said, in the shadows, he's changing the world without really being there, and the Gotham PD is trying to figure out how do we handle a vigilante doing all this, doing our job.
Yeah.
I would love a show with like Bullock and Montoya kind of heading things, and then they report to Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not a leading role.
We'll get a Lance in there too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of Easter eggs and stuff.
All you need for Batman is somebody to stand over in the shadows with a blanket and go.
Do it tight. You can do what Titans did and just always make it blurry too.
Yeah.
It's really easy to do.
Never show him at all. Just
You don't want him CG crawling across the ceiling?
No. They could also just make him. They could make him headlines on newspapers, or news channels could talk about him. Like it's super easy to. I feel like have him there, but not really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super
Breaking
easy.
news: Gotham criminals afraid.
Of Bat Vigilante.
No, they don't know it's a bat yet. It's just they're afraid of something lurking in the darkness.
I love it.
All right. What else we got?
I was gonna say on that. I hope they don't get too Greenlight happy during this whole quarantining thing. We kind of all talked about it amongst each other. I'm cool with this show because, like Luke said, I thought Gotham was going to be that as well. I even watched the first 10 episodes of Gotham, and then I saw what it was becoming, and I was like, "Nah, I'm out."
I watched the entire first season just so I could have some sense of closure with it.
You suffered through.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't.
First season is bad.
Yeah,
The best episode of Gotham is the pilot.
Yeah,
That's unfortunate.
yeah. I remember we watched the pilot together, and we were like, "Dude, this is good."
Yeah,
but
and then it just wasn't.
it wasn't that. So I'm down for shows like this. I just really hope they don't go crazy because HBO Max. I mean, they greenlit the Snyder Cut, which we're all excited about, but now everybody wants the Ayer cut. Now they're gonna do this Gotham PD show, and then everybody's gonna want the next thing. They want a Coast City PD show. I just feel like it becomes a slippery slope if they're not careful.
So here's the justification for it. Right now is probably been the worst time for movie studios ever. And
Following probably the best year ever.
right,
Yeah.
Going from super high to super low, how do you try and maintain stock values and things like that? You announce things that people are excited for. I do think there will probably be, over the next 6 months, way more things committed to than they can actually do. Things will get dropped because that's the nature of the business.
Kind of like that Nightwing movie.
It's kind of like,
That's not what happened.
I mean, we see this in on TV all the time.
Yeah.
Where something gets picked up, they'll shoot a pilot, they'll test that pilot. If it does well,
Then 4 years later, we get to see it.
then they'll make more. With streaming, they tend to say, "Here's the money for a season. See if it does good."
Yeah.
Versus just a pilot. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah. We'll see. Is it time to talk about the?
Now I'm just thinking about a Coast City PD show. And then you can have Hal Jordan in his plane flying over going, "Hey, hello."
Okay, well, real quick, we'll talk about. I think we're ready to hop into games.
Guy Gardner. He's a cop.
Or he could be in a coma after getting knocked in the head playing football. We need to move on.
Yeah.
We got a couple video game related news. Halo 3 is coming out for PC tomorrow, Tuesday, July 14th. So if you're listening to this after, in the next 4 hours, it's out. So yeah, you can play MCC, or you can play Halo 3 on the Master Chief Collection on PC. And I think there's even going to be cross play.
I
don't
could
know
play
if that's
Halo 3
out, but
10 years ago.
I know.
Okay.
It's kind of a big deal for a lot of people.
On PC?
Not us because we don't play on PC, but
Yeah. That's still cool though. I love that Halo still has an audience.
it's interesting. I remember when the Master Chief Collection came out for Xbox. That thing was a hot mess,
Oh yeah, it was a disaster.
and I just looked back I just looked. IGN has been doing this like updated review score. They've scored it at like a 94% now. They've brought it up gradually over
What
the
is this
years.
for? Master Chief Collection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
They've done a lot of work on it. It's nice that they didn't abandon it.
Yeah. I'm just happy that Siebel, who now doesn't play with us on Xbox anymore, he can play Halo again on his PC. So,
I played with Seabull on my Xbox.
I know. He doesn't prefer. He's one of those guys.
He played on his PC.
I'm just kidding, Siebel. I love you.
Was that
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty?
Okay. Siebel says, yay, Halo. So before we get into the awesome Ubisoft stuff, let's just real quick mention that they're cleaning some house.
Yeah.
There's a number.
They fired like 3 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Including like their director of HR.
They fired their director of HR. They fired the studio lead for Valhalla. And that game comes out in like 4 months.
And they're like creative director for who like oversees all the games, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
At least they had their CEO do something at Uplay.
he
He
had
had like the weird little exit outro thing.
Yeah, it's speak up, believe people. One of the main guys who got fired, people at Ubisoft forever thought he was untouchable. But we need to be holding people accountable,
Yeah.
and that only happens if we speak up and believe each other. So,
Yep.
yeah. All right, now on to the fun stuff. Someone else talk.
All right. What game did they show first? Was it Watch Dogs Legion?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't have all the details in front of me. Do you have them?
No.
So they showed more gameplay for Watch Dogs Legion, which was delayed earlier this year.
Right.
And I'll just speak for me. When they delayed it, I remember when they revealed it, we were like, man, that's really ambitious. And then it got delayed, and I was like, oh, they're going to back off of what they were talking about. Everybody's playable. And then they kind of like doubled down on it this weekend. And I was like, okay, we're doing this. I'm excited for Watch Dogs Legion. I think it's really cool that you can play as anybody, and there's not really one main character.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like that idea. I think it adds to a unique way to tell a story.
Yeah.
So I this is a day one purchase for me, but I also love the Watch Dogs games.
Yeah.
And I'm in this weird place with the Ubisoft games because they are all part of Smart Delivery. And if games go up in price, I should buy them before the new games come out so I can save myself $10 on them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I'm a cheapskate like that. But no, I'm excited for Watch Dogs Legion. It's got a good game director this time around. They seem like they know what they want to do. And futuristic London will be a ton of fun to run around in.
It looks like a cool environment. It
looks hilarious. It looks like there's a lot more focus on comedy.
The amount of different things you can do to complete missions and things like that, I think, is really ambitious and really, really neat.
Yeah, every mission is kind of playable however you want.
Yeah.
Really. You can choose the old lady. You can choose somebody who's a better hacker with a drone, or
I like the maintenance guy who like just hops on a drone and flies over the wall.
Or you can choose the brute and run in there and shoot everybody or fight your way through. I mean, you can do however you want, which makes the game really replayable and also makes every mission not get stale if you have to play them over and over again.
Yeah, and in Watch Dogs 2, there was a really cool increased focus on like non-lethal ways to complete things, right? You could play the game in a way that it wasn't you always have to kill all the bad guys.
They had the stun gun and everything like that. You could put people out.
Yeah. They definitely highlighted more of the violent ways of getting things done in the trailers because that's flashy for the trailers.
That's what sells people on it, yeah.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that they've built on that, and so I'm really excited to see what comes of that.
Yeah, and
that style of gameplay, I think, is underserved.
Yeah, and I don't think you can discredit their game director this time around. It's the guy who did Far Cry 3, I think, or Far Cry 2. It's his first game back, and everybody's
that's awesome.
Yeah, they're like everybody's super juiced about it. So, and good on them to double down on what they said they were going to do.
Yep. Next, we got that Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Witness me.
Witness me.
Man, I wish it was a Mad Max game. That'd be cool. No, I think this game looks gorgeous. The more I see it, the more I think it looks worse. Like, I still think I'll play it, but like, I don't know. Like, the first time it was revealed, I was like, yeah, day one. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing they showed, I was like, I'll probably still get it that weekend. And now I'm like, yeah, probably gonna wait till it's on sale. The games are just getting too big. Like, Odyssey was a 200-hour game.
Odyssey seemed very daunting. I'm glad I never jumped into it.
And now they're saying, like, this one could be bigger. I'm like, that's not necessary. Like, I think, for me, like, Red Dead 2 is, like, the top of where games need to be. 80 hours is a long time to beat a story. And that's my favorite game.
Yeah.
And it was too long. Like, I hope Assassin's Creed can kind of rein it in, or just drop Assassin's Creed from your title and go back to making like the old Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know. The more I see of this game, the more it kind of sours on me a little bit.
Some of the interesting things that they kind of showed off, there's like a base building mechanic. I don't know if that was in Odyssey or the Egypt one. I don't remember what that one's called. Origins. So there's, you kind of build your base. And then also sieges sound pretty cool.
Yeah, those are kind of in Odyssey.
Are they?
Yeah, they have big war battles. I mean, it's not quite a siege, but you have a big war battle where you have troops and stuff with you. And
yeah. As someone who has been off of the AC train since 4, this one intrigues me more so than some of the others. Maybe it's the setting. Maybe it's some of the combat things where you can dual wield, different combinations of weapons for different combos. I think if you're probably a big AC fan, this looks awesome. My guess is it looks awesome because it's adding on. If you want to spend 200 hours in that world,
right? If
you want to just play the story, games are getting more and more difficult to complete in timely manners. I feel like so. Yeah,
and like the thing with Assassin's Creed is like the gameplay loop is fun enough that you don't need this really elaborate story. Like I feel like Assassin's Creed, they would benefit from main mission shorter stories and just adding a bunch of side missions. But like right now, you have to do so many side missions to get strong enough to do the main missions that you're forced to play it for way too long. And it just kind of takes away. Like you just kind of get done with it. I will say there are a few things I did like. I liked if you find the altars, and this was shown in the post show. I don't know if you watched any of it.
I saw it after the fact.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. So like you can find these altars around the world, and basically you get like poisoned, and much like in Origins, you end up fighting people who use magic and things like that. So it's like kind of like either like in Origins, I think the Animus had glitches in it, and this one it's like your character gets poisoned, and so she perceives the world as if people can do like witchcraft and stuff. It's kind of cool. I think that's a pretty cool way to bring that in. I thought the story time and cinematic for boat stuff was good. That's a good addition. So if you're traveling on your boat and you're going a long way, you can put it into cinematic mode and listen to your crew sing songs where they can tell stories, and you can choose that and you can queue them up.
Cinematic mode in Red Dead 2 was the best thing.
Yeah. And so adding that, I think that's a great addition for Assassin's Creed, especially because traversing those worlds sometimes just feels like it takes forever. You can switch between the male and female character as you're playing
interchangeably.
It's not like you make a decision and you're stuck with it. You can change it. I thought that was kind of cool. The way the tattoos will work is interesting. You have to find pieces of it to design your tattoos. And then you can freely tattoo your character as a form of expression is kind of how they described it. I thought that was interesting. I definitely think this is the most intriguing setting they've done in a while.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see what the story is. I don't know. I say I'm souring on it. I'll freaking buy it because I'm a sucker and I like Assassin's Creed, and I know I will. And I'm gonna save my $10 for smart delivery.
Yeah,
but
indeed,
it definitely didn't look terrible.
Yeah,
it didn't do anything to really make me go, oh man, like it's our first gameplay, and it was pretty much I was pretty whelmed.
It was Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
It looked like
it looked
Assassin's
just like all the other ones.
Yeah, for sure. Luke, was there anything from the show that stood out to you? You want to talk about?
I mean, I watched the Assassin's Creed trailer, and I pretty much know now I'm not going to get that.
Yeah.
My Assassin's Creed
Ooh.
comes out this week with Ghost of Tsushima. That's what I'm excited for. I didn't think it looked intriguing really at all, and I thought the environment looked really good, but the movement of the characters looked like a mobile game to me. And it didn't match. I mean, it doesn't come out for a long time. Like 4 months, you said. They're still working on it.
They got they'll be polishing
I'm
stuff.
sure
up
it will
till...
look much better. And also, I was watching it on my phone.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of circumstances there with that, but I won't get it.
Makes sense. Did you see the Hyperscape trailer?
Nope.
Okay.
I've been watching Hyperscape on Twitch last couple weeks.
Yeah. So this is their
Battle Royale.
Ubisoft's Battle Royale game. We all knew it was inevitable.
Made by the Siege team.
No
No wonder Siege is starting to suffer a little bit. They're spending time making
Which I don't understand. Why would you? Siege is such a good.
It's doing so well.
It does so well. This looks like whatever.
I thought it looked so cool the first week they showed it, like when it was
I thought
revealed.
the trailer looks good.
Yeah.
The trailer looks fun, but I think you're right. When you watch it,
Yeah, it doesn't look fun at all.
it's not nearly as.
It looks like a game that they're going to bring to consoles, and like it doesn't look like it'll work for consoles.
Yeah.
There's no way console is snappy enough to play this. Like,
Is there anything? What's different about this one? About this Battle Royale?
There's more like abilities and
you like fly.
Oh.
the
It's
movement's
weird.
really fast, like faster. I mean, to me, it looks faster than
It's faster than Apex.
or Titanfall.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, but you're doing that all while I don't know.
Trying to run from a dissolving map
Yeah,
because the map dissolves. You don't get caught in a circle. The map just
Goes away,
disappears.
your cover just goes away
and then do you just die?
over time. Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know.
If you guys aren't having very much interested in it all, then I would not be interested.
We'll see.
at
It
all.
like Tyler said, it's kind of out as a alpha or a beta.
Yeah, it's in tech
test
on
mode.
PC.
Things could get polished up, changed yet before that thing comes out. We saw last week Amazon Studios delayed like
Oh my gosh.
2 or 3 games like a year because they weren't getting good feedback on it. So if
Amazon put a game out and then pulled it back into beta. I've never seen that before.
so there's room for this to obviously get polished. But we'll see. There's only so much room for battle royales, I think.
Yeah.
But and then we got our first look at Far Cry 6.
Our first look at the story.
At the stories. Yeah. This is the Xbox gameplay reveal, right?
Trailer was so long.
This trailer reminded me of like a Netflix intro.
Yeah, it
Like,
really did.
Yeah, like it had the cast and everything. Like it
Yeah.
looked like a Netflix TV show intro. You looked up like you were getting ready to say something.
Luke's falling asleep over there.
Maybe. I don't know. What Netflix intro?
Like a Netflix
Did you watch
show intro.
the like?
The one with the alligator eye at the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of glimpsed at it. The other trailer was so long though. I was like, I get it.
Yeah, the trailer was like 6.5 minutes or something like
Yeah.
that. It's some crazy long story. Far Cry 5 was really good, so I'm really curious to see what 6 brings. I mean, this doesn't give you any indication of what the game is going to be. I definitely thought this was a way more serious look at Far Cry.
Yeah.
Like, that was the kind of one thing I took away from it was like, man, this looks really serious compared to previous Far Cry games. Like, usually there's a lot of humor in Far Cry trailers. This go around, there really wasn't until I saw the pre-order bonus. Did you guys see the pre-order bonus?
The
whoopee cushion
dog.
gun?
No, it's a dog with no back legs.
It's like a
but he's
little
got
wheel.
cart, and his name is Chorizo. He's a little wiener dog. So I was like, oh, okay, they're still gonna have some of that funny stuff in it. But Giancarlo Esposito is playing the villain. I think his name's Anton. And his kid looks oddly similar to
Another
a
villain.
famous Far Cry villain, a famous video game villain, I'll say, but a Far Cry villain, Voss, which I personally have not played Far Cry 3, but I always see like when people rank video game villains that Voss is typically towards the top.
He's high up there. He's popular for sure.
He's definitely popular. So there's a lot of rumors and theories that maybe that's Voss before he became Voss.
Mm-hmm.
He has an eyebrow scar like Voss, and he kind of looks like him. And Michael Mondo, who played him, is also in Better Call Saul with Giancarlo Esposito, which is also weird. A couple months back, made a comment about maybe I will reprise that role soon, or very soon, and then put like a emoji with a tongue face. So like I'm guessing there's going to be something that pertains to Voss.
In some way.
Yeah. My thought is this will launch with a Far Cry 3 remaster.
Makes sense.
It would make too much sense not to do it.
I will say the screenshots, I don't know if you guys have seen those.
Oh, I have not.
They look gorgeous.
They look fantastic. Holy cow.
There's the dog, Luke.
Yeah, there's Chorizo.
Chorizo with his little wheels.
What a cutie.
But yeah, I think Far
That
Cry
looks really good. Holy cow.
Far Cry's always been a go-to of mine. Even if I think some of the later games have gotten a little lengthy. I
Did you beat 5?
No.
That's a really good ending to a game.
Well, I looked it up because you guys were talking
that's right.
about it, and I was like, well, don't know if I really want to play through all of the game.
The end of 5 was awesome.
But then I went and watched the end, and yeah, you're right. It is. It's awesome.
It's kind of mind blowing. You're like, oh wait, what?
So, yeah.
Yeah, I really, really liked 5. It was one of my favorite games of that year.
Yeah.
And I kind of just decided to get it. This was my first Far Cry game. I hadn't played any of the other ones, and I'll probably do the same thing with this one. It'll be, all right, I guess I'll get it, because there's nothing else out at this point. I need something to play.
Yeah, February is a weird time for games. There's not usually a whole lot, so it'd be a good time to get that one. Unless we're,
But
600 hours deep in Cyberpunk and we haven't beat it
I was
yet.
going to say, what if I'm just in the thick of Cyberpunk
Yeah.
and just don't want to do anything else?
No.
And always have Destiny to lean on.
That's right.
I think that pretty much covers it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Ubisoft's non-E3 show this year, I think it gets probably like a thumbs up from me. I don't know. Like, it was good.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it a thumbs down.
It's not a thumbs down. And they did kind of tease that there's still more to come.
I'll give it a nod.
So some of their games, like Beyond Good and Evil, which
that
was
is
announced like 3 years ago.
That's not happening. I'm still convinced it's not happening.
We'll see.
Wasn't that announced prior to 3 years ago too? Like 12 years ago?
I mean, it's
It's not happening.
It's been. Yeah. No, I don't know if it's ever happening either. But
All right. Is
Okay.
it time to talk about that movie?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a new movie drop on Netflix this last week. The Old Guard, starring Charlize Theron.
How you say that?
That's how I say it.
I love it. I usually say Charlize Theron.
Oh, okay. Well, I've heard it both ways.
How'd you say it?
I'm not gonna do it again.
Oh, okay. How did he say
You
it?
can't trick me into that.
Charlize Theron!
Thank you. Perfect.
Sorry, I got distracted by Cyclone.
Oh my. So this is kind of the new Netflix's like action blockbuster of the month.
What is it going to be next month?
Don't know.
Extraction 2.
They've already made the sequel.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of this movie? It's R-rated. Movie about people who kind of have Wolverine-esque regenerative
A covert team
powers.
of immortal mercenaries are suddenly exposed and must now fight to keep their identity a secret just as an unexpected new member is discovered. IMDb.com.
Thank you for that.
Those little 1 to 2 sentence previews are always the worst. They're always, but you're right. I mean, it is still an accurate description of what's going on.
I was trying to describe
Based-
it to someone, and I was like, I'm just going to read the IMDb thing. I don't really know how to describe this movie without spoiling it.
It is based on a independent graphic novel
I think it's
by-
Image.
Yeah, by Greg Rucka.
Who's a executive producer on this?
Yeah, writer.
a writer, too.
Writer, and yeah, that's right.
I thought it was fine.
Ooh.
Is that your whole review?
Yep, I'm done.
Your
See you
whole
guys.
your whole impression.
It's been
review?
real. Thanks for the super chat. I love it. I'll see you guys next week. I'll be back
I
for
actually really enjoyed this movie. I thought there was a lot of intrigue with it. I definitely feel like this movie was a setup. I think it would be good if this was the setup and they did the rest in a TV show. But I'm definitely down to watch a sequel.
Yeah.
And I definitely think there's a lot of story left to tell.
Yeah.
I do have some critiques of it. Like all the reveals just really don't feel like reveals. Nothing is a surprise.
I dead seriously had a gym office moment at one of the twists in this movie where I just something's revealed, and I don't know if we're doing spoiler or not, but something happens, and I just looked at the ghosts in the corner of my room and just went, "Wow, what a twist!"
Yeah. No, and it's like there's a moment at the end where I was like, I fully expected something to happen. I was like, if this happens, I'm totally moving this thing a whole rating down because how stupid it would be. They didn't do it, thankfully. But I definitely had issues with just they don't really set up their reveals well. Like they kind of show their hand really early, and so you kind of know what's coming the whole movie. But I definitely think it's worth a watch.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. You have something like when you think about the villain and the villain's motivation, and like you said, some of those twists. Nothing's like, oh wow.
Yeah. No.
But I think the strength of the protagonists, kind of that core group, carries me through that. I don't care as much about the twist because I care more about them.
Right. That's yeah. And
I can expand on I thought it was fine.
Okay.
So going into this, I was expecting an action movie with great action with subpar story, and I found myself enjoying the story more and actually let down by the action. The first action sequence in the movie, the intro, awesome, incredible.
Yeah.
The middle, it to me was slow. It was actors doing the action that weren't fully trained or prepared, and there's just this lag to their movements. And a lot of times I felt like I'm watching actors do this, not stunt performers. Like there's a part where Charlize Theron is in a plane and she like does this run on a wall move, and I was like, that was bad. It like takes her like 3 seconds to do it, and I was like, oof, no, thank you. And then the last action sequence I thought was creative too.
Yeah.
Because of circumstances. But
Yeah.
I was expecting that to be flipped. I liked what the characters were trying to accomplish. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
I might have exaggerated a bit when I said it's fine. I did like it.
Yeah. I get into some pros on it without.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil things.
No,
So,
we won't spoil anything because it is fresh.
Yeah, I think the obvious one is the team dynamic. I think the team for this, the mercenaries, I think they're all really good.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think what's the girl's name who plays Niall? Is that her name? Yeah, Niall.
Kiki Lane.
I think you kind of get to watch her blossom as the movie goes on. I think in early scenes of the movie, you're like, okay, she's definitely kind of a green actress. But as the movie kind of goes on and she starts to kind of fit into her character a little better, I thought she actually did really well. My favorite characters were definitely the Crusaders,
Yeah.
who were enemies and now are friends. I thought that was a fun little.
Is that
try not to spoil things.
Joe and Nikki?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
they were
were
incredible.
awesome.
They have great chemistry together.
do.
They had great chemistry. They both had really good comedic timing. Especially when in the third act, when they're kind of riffing off each other and where they're at. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And then kind of with their history too, it just kind of makes it a little more interesting.
Right.
I thought the best two parts of the movie were when a enemy asks him, "Oh, who's that? Your boyfriend?"
Yes.
Yeah.
And he responds with one of the best monologues I've heard in a movie in a long time, because I mean, honestly, there hasn't been a lot coming out.
Right.
But even besides that, it was really good.
Yeah.
It's like, my boyfriend, he's this and this and this and this. You have no idea what he is to me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, it was
good
good.
job, man. And the other part is with Booker
Booker was
explaining
so good.
like his kids, like when he's talking to Niall, and he's like, you don't know what it's going to be like to have a family member that's so mad at you because they're sick and you can't share their gift with them.
Yeah.
So it's like those emotional parts, and I'm like, heck yeah, I like this.
Yeah, there is a lot more emotional beats in this movie than I expected there to be.
Also, there just wasn't as much action as I thought there was going to be in
Yeah,
this movie.
the middle, honestly, the second act is pretty slow. There's
It starts to feel kind of long.
there's like the church scene, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And that's like the beginning of the first act or the second act.
Yeah.
And then you have like, yeah, it's pretty much just all exposition until the third act. But for me, that works. I think, maybe going to a theater, and I hate to just compare this making a movie for streaming versus making a movie for the theater. But I feel like this movie would have got probably chopped up. It probably would have been 30 minutes shorter.
Yep.
Um,
Higher flying.
and you would have had things like that monologue would have gotten cut down to one little quib.
Nope. That was in Rucka's contract.
That monologue
That is
stayed.
directly taken from the comic.
Okay, but I'm saying, for example,
For movie formatting purposes.
Yes,
for movie
yes.
formatting purposes, I don't think that would have made it past like the initial cut of the movie. I think that would have gotten cut, slimmed down. I love it. I think it absolutely deserves to stay there. But I think, much like we've seen in other Hollywood blockbusters, like No Man's Land and Wonder Woman, directors and writers have to fight for things because they don't fit the studio format quite as well.
I mean, that's probably why he put it in.
Yeah,
his
I would agree.
contract. Yeah.
I would agree.
So he could make sure he got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that exposition leads to my next pro that you get so much of. One of my favorite things about this movie is learning where these guys come from and what part of history they were plucked from. I thought that was so fun. And like the intrigue that's set up around Andy and where she might be from the whole time you're watching.
Yeah.
I loved that. Now I was a little let down by where she was from. I was kind of hoping she'd be somebody else, but I definitely thought it was really cool kind of getting to see where they decided to pluck these characters from.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
where they fit in history.
They have this kind of red herring throughout when they do flashbacks to her and another character who's not there, and that gets addressed fairly early on in the second act.
It does.
And I'm like, okay, so where do they go with this? And then the whole movie happens. I'm like, oh, that was kind of. And then of course at the end, they had the little post-credit scene where it's like,
That everybody saw coming from a mile away at that point.
Oh wow.
So I actually have action sequences as a pro, but I want to riff off of what you're saying.
yeah,
here.
go for it.
And it's that moment you're talking about. There's just way too much plot convenience there for me.
Yeah.
It's just like, so one but not the other. Like that's just so dumb to me.
That's one of those things that I wish they would have maybe saved for like a teaser trailer for
Right.
for like a sequel. Like I don't think this movie wrapped up.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
It finished its arc, right? Like the movie ended. It was a complete story. You could still obviously go from that and do more with what they had teased.
Right.
But then when you throw that like after credit scene in there, it's just like, oh.
But that's
It reframes it to be all of a sudden now it's a prequel. It's part one rather than its own thing.
And that's what I mean when I said earlier, like, this is definitely a setup.
Yeah.
Like, this movie is 100% a setup for more. And that's kind of some of those moments. Like, that story should have been wrapped up in this movie, but now we know at the post-credit scene that it's not.
Right.
And that's
Right.
where the story goes next. And I don't know. I didn't like that very much.
I didn't either. It didn't
It just
surprise me.
it felt lazy.
When
It's
at
like,
the,
yeah, we don't feel like cutting the rest of that. We'll just keep going.
Yeah.
I just didn't like any of the flashbacks.
Oh, really?
I didn't know if they were always necessary, and I thought they
Did the costumes look wonky to
they
you?
looked bad.
Yeah, I thought so
They just
too.
looked like they were like, oh, we might need a flashback for this. Let's go to Goodwill and find some old stuff to wear.
The flashbacks regarding Andy looked bad. I thought the one with Booker wasn't bad. I thought that one was good.
Yeah, I guess.
But it
it
wasn't-
was so quick.
Right. It's not
And like
much.
that one was blurry too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when they have these really quick little action sequences and they're like doing this weird horse thing, and she had that weird hat on.
Yeah.
Weird hat on. I was like, okay.
It's like I saw it and I was like, I don't know what part of history you're from here. Like I don't know. I had a lot of questions, and some of them involve spoilers, but
Yeah.
the other thing that sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna ask what you guys thought about the villain, about Dudley Dursley.
He played Dudley Dursley.
One of my cons is that the villain is uninspired.
Yeah.
I hated the villain. I thought he was just the worst. Whenever I had to hear him speak, and just this, oh, we got to do this. Just imagine the prophets. It's like, just to make him a little bit compelling. Or do you want me to hate the actor too? Like, oh, just so irritating.
Yeah, I mean, like Tyler said, Tyler was saying, this is a level 1 villain.
Yeah.
Right? This is not the big bad of this comic or graphic novel. So they're just there to kind of introduce us to the team's powers so that hopefully someday we get to see them go up against someone who's an actual formidable enemy.
Yeah, I'm glad like he didn't do anything.
The villain was just kind of there.
Yeah, like
And he didn't manage to extract some sort of super serum and inject himself, and all of a sudden now they're
like,
fighting
there's
a
not
version
that,
of himself,
or it's not like he,
like what Marvel does.
right, or like he didn't do anything
DC.
that really
TJ.
affects them going forward. Like he really doesn't make a huge footprint, which I kind of appreciated because it is a setup movie.
Yeah,
Like you said, this is solely there to show you who they are and get you ready for their next adventure.
yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
On the flip side, I really, really enjoyed Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yes.
I thought he was really good in this. I also like where he ends
Yeah.
and how moving forward, I think he has a really interesting role.
Yeah.
One of the things I really like about this movie is that
He's the smartest guy in the room, too.
the
Yeah, he is.
how do I want to say it? The question is brought up very early by Niles. Like, are you the good guys or the bad guys? Mm-hmm. And like pretty quick there, they're like, well, depends on what century you're in. Haha. But that theme of they're not really portrayed as superheroes.
No.
But they're definitely not villains. But that means that we get this really interesting thing where we're not necessarily sure like where individually they fall on the like spectrum of good guy, bad guy, selfish team member,
But also killed thousands, hundreds of thousands
right,
of people.
right. So I think that they do a really good job of making characters intersect and deal with those consequences of, oh, I made a choice that hurt the team. What does that look like for me?
Yeah. I will say, I thought this was a really interesting, I don't know, writing decision or character decision or something. But Chiwetel Ejiofor in the first scene decides that he's going to send 20 people up against these immortals. Like, what do you expect to happen? You just sent 20 to 30 people to die. Like, that has got to be on his...
Just so he could...
Just in his mind, just like... Either you just killed 4 people and it's just like, well, they're dead. You know, I guess our theory was wrong. We're just going to hide this under the rug.
They just needed to film it, man.
Or all you guys are going to die. Have fun on your mission. Like,
Well, and it seems like in the second half of the movie, or even the end of the first act, like it seems like you're right. He's the smartest guy in the room. He knows everything. But the intro to this movie does not make it seem like that.
yeah.
I did love...
So there is maybe a little disconnect there where
Yeah.
it's like, oh, okay, well, now I have confirmation. I guess we can act like that just
That didn't happen.
Because even the end of the first act, the beginning of the second act, with after the church scene, where he's sending more people after them, it's like, have you not learned your lesson yet?
Right.
Just ask them. Be like, hey, want to help us try and solve sickness and cancer and everything like that? No. Okay.
Don't hurt me.
Good to know.
See you never.
Just thought I'd ask. I also will say really quick,
Yeah.
I did hate the villain. I thought he was so irritating. But I really did like how when he brings the security footage, he's like, that's awesome, but that's not proof. That's a $2 million snub film. I was like,
Yeah.
thank you. People can make incredible things these days. Just get on Blender and throw in some fake blood. Done.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciated that line in the movie a whole lot.
Yeah. They do some really cool things with making the situation feel grounded or real that a lot of superhero movies just kind of gloss over.
Yeah.
I also liked how they didn't just like instantly heal.
Yeah, it had to take time.
Yeah.
And like the more you do it, the faster it gets. I thought that was kind of a cool little trait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big wounds tend to heal slowly.
Oh, that was nasty.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Ugh.
My other con, and I don't know if this bothered you guys at all, but the licensed music over fights annoyed the piss out of me.
Just in general in movies now, it's starting to annoy me.
I just hated it.
I think Extraction did that too a little bit, and I watched those movies like back to back, so I just felt like I got like a
wondered, too,
double
if-
dose of it. I was like, oh no.
I wondered, I was going to say this earlier when you were talking about how the second act is a bit slower. That is not the second act in Extraction. That is the meat of the movie.
Right.
And so I wondered if that was kind of like, I like this a little bit more.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Thank you for letting me breathe.
Yeah. No, it just was so annoying because like when they did not play licensed music over the fight scenes, I actually thought the music was pretty good.
Yeah.
But then like they would put some weird song over it, and I'm like, this sucks.
I feel like that is
It's a real common trend.
It's
now.
a trend thing. I don't know if it comes from like music videos or what, but I do feel like I see that a lot more where it's like
annoying.
And like
here's this upbeat hip hoppity electro song.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna play it over and it's not ever synced real well with the action.
No,
I feel like
It's one thing if they did the whole thing that we were talking about last week or 2 weeks ago where they know what the song is gonna be, they choreograph to the song, and then it all hits
Yeah.
real nice.
So on the other side of that, the Umbrella Academy, that pretty much only use licensed music. Like it's built into the series, and there's some great action sequences, really fun with, like Constantinople is one of the songs. I think it's in the first episode, and it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
And I think a problem with this is you get something like you have James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy. He writes those songs into his script.
Yeah.
Then you have David Ayer's Suicide Squad. I know it's not his movie, whatever. Where they're like, hey, let's use these songs. And I think that's the difference where they decide to just put a song over the action sequence as opposed to embracing a song that can work organically.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Gangnam Style is popular right now.
Yeah. Like I love Silence by Marshmello and Khalid, and like that at the end of the movie, I was like,
I thought of you when I saw that. because
Why?
I watch with subtitles, and so it says Marshmallow with Khalid on it. I was like, hey, that's who Tyler likes.
Yeah.
Used to. His music sucks. But I was like,
burn
man,
on
this is weird.
Marshmallow.
Yeah.
It was just a weird thing, weird choice. But should we give it a rating?
We've talked a lot about it. Yeah. What are your guys' ratings on it?
I would give it a fanboy worthy.
Okay.
I know
Fanboy
I'm
worthy.
not clearly as hot on it as you guys
Yeah.
are, but this is a movie. This is an action movie people will enjoy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I think for me, Netflix is trending in the right direction in the movie department, in my opinion. It's a fanboy worthy for me. A comfortable fanboy worthy.
Yeah, same. I would say it's a pretty easy fanboy worthy. If you like action, I think it's got that. Maybe like what Luke said, it's maybe not the best choreographed, but it's still fun to watch.
Some of it.
Some of it's really
Man,
good.
that freaking opening compound scene is incredible.
It's really good.
And like I was so excited for the rest of it because they're like throwing guns and stuff to each other, and loading off the
Yeah.
ground
Yeah.
and then hitting them with axes and swords, and I was like, heck yeah! And then I didn't get anything like that until like the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, man, what happened to that intro?
We need more
couldn't
swords
pay
and
for
axes
Stahelski anymore.
in number 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we'll get more.
The guns will break or they'll lose them, and they'll be like, too bad I have these katanas.
I played Battlefield 5 and I ran around with a katana this week.
Dude, the katana is so much
Sorry,
fun.
not important, but
It's all good, all good. Okay, let's hop over to the Fanbox real quick and wrap this show up.
let's do it.
And just rep that falling guillotine.
Uh,
Destiny people know what I'm talking about.
Game Lord Master over on Twitter said, watched Old Guard, loved it. Interesting to see more of that story. I agree.
Yeah, I agree as well.
I think, too, a sequel will be more intriguing moving forward than what the first one set up.
Yes,
Kind of like, I feel like we just reviewed something where we kind of
like The Witcher.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was The Witcher. Bad season 1, but season 2, potential.
it's in a great place. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope we get a bunch of Witcher comments. We don't get any comments.
An earlier comment that Nick made in our chat that I just thought I'd bring up. Eurovision is fantastic. It's Blades of Glory 2 with singing.
oh boy.
I like that.
Yikes.
I have a question. If you don't like Will Ferrell, will you like that movie? Anybody can answer. Whenever. You don't have to answer now.
I don't know.
I just find Will Ferrell so irritating. I like him in Elf, and that's
Probably
pretty
not.
much it.
Probably not. Then I mean, he's one half of the main characters, so
Yeah. But what if I
He's
really
still-
like Rachel McAdams?
probably give it a shot.
Will it bounce out?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe I'll
It
try
might,
it.
it might land at an all right.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better than a straight stream or a dumpster fire.
It could very well trend towards dumpster fire pretty easily, though.
Over in the chat, Bruce asks,
Hi,
Brett's.
Bruce.
Oh, Bruce is my dad, by the way. Brett's mom wants to know if anyone has reviewed Netflix's The English Game. So, have any of us watched The English Game?
The English
No.
game? Is it
I
about
have
golf?
not.
No, that'd be Irish. Scottish? What's golf?
I don't. What's golf?
What is golf? What does
uh,
it mean to you?
The English game. I'm gonna look this up.
none of us have seen it. Maybe
Maybe
Maybe-
fit that into our schedule.
we need to. Yeah. Maybe we can watch that and review it next week. So the answer is no. Sorry, Mom.
Oh, it's a mini series.
Ooh.
The story of the invention of football and how it quickly rose to become the world's most popular game by crossing class divides.
Tyler, that seems like right up your alley.
I think it's talking about soccer.
Well, yeah, football.
No, that's soccer.
Who's in it? Edward Holcroft. I don't know.
All right, Tyler, this next question's for you. Leroy over in the chat asks, Tyler, I never
What up,
got to
Leroy?
ask
Thank you for the super chat.
about your excitement for the Miles Morales
Oh,
Spider-Man
man.
game. How are you feeling about that?
Oh man, this is like, oh, yeah, I know. I need to cool off.
Are you flustered?
Yeah, very.
Every time you think about
Oh
Miles
my
Morales
gosh.
video game.
Man, I'm so excited about it. I'm really disappointed that he's not getting his own like full feature game, because this is kind of like an expanded DLC essentially. But like, I'm pretty dead set on getting an Xbox. But when this got announced, I was like, I might buy a PS5 first just so I can play this. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see what they do with his story. They left it in a great place at the end of the first Spider-Man game, and I loved the trailer. I loved the design choice on how his powers look in the game. I liked literally everything about it. I have nothing bad to say. I'm getting all hot and bothered now. You gotta be careful. You're gonna make me act up. No, but I'm pretty
lose my mind.
I'm pretty excited. I think I really hope they release it on PS4 as well, just so I have a chance to play it until I get a PS5, and then I'll play it again.
Rebuying. All right.
Are
and
you
then-
excited?
Yeah.
'Cause-
Leroy, are you
'cause
excited about it?
We should be.
Obviously. Well, while Leroy
How can you not?
answers that question, Ragashingo over on Twitter.
Yeah!
Here we go.
All All right, here's
What is
his
it this
tweet.
week?
Here's his tweet.
Oh no.
The Holy Land, Italy, Constantinople, the colonies, the Caribbean,
Assassin's
Paris,
Creed question.
London, Egypt,
Yep.
Greece, England. Where next?
It's an Assassin's Creed
Where do you
question.
want the next Assassin's Creed to be set?
We've talked about this a million times.
Yucatan, Mayan Aztec themed.
To be different.
Time period.
Central South America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be different, I'll say feudal Japan,
Yes.
which is coming out this Friday. It goes to Tsushima.
I'll have impressions maybe next week. Who knows?
Say present day USA.
That's actually not that bad.
The future?
No.
Mad Max?
Mars.
Fury Road?
Let's
Assassin's Creed?
No.
The moon.
Okay, calm down.
Can you imagine jumping, but then you like don't start going down? It's like, whoa, I really overshot that jump.
No. So I was thinking Central or South America at first, but I want to be a little different. Maybe you could do something cool with like World War I Russia.
Oh,
Vlad the Impaler.
You could. There's a lot of
I'm going to
political turmoil in that kind of time period.
Mm-hmm.
Do something with the Bolsheviks and the revolution and emerging into Stalin and
Know what the next one will be? The next one will be called Assassin's Creed, and it will be a reboot. And it will be where the first game was.
It'll be back.
And you'll play as
back in the Holy
Altair.
Land.
Altair.
Altair.
What's the name of the guy in the second one? Ezio.
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 That's it.
Ezio
I
Auditore.
haven't played those. I know I haven't played this one. Whatever. Shut up. I know. Jeez, stop. Hear it every day.
Oh my gosh.
Podcasts will not stop yelling at me.
We actually haven't had a surprise guest.
I'm gonna get him.
Okay, go get him, Luke. Get the black one. Get Carl.
Nice barrel roll.
That was beautiful.
Do a barrel roll.
Oh, Carl
no.
is
Carl
like,
said he's
no,
out.
he is
Uh-oh.
running. Oh, Simon's nervous. Guys,
like-
we need to turn the camera around. Fight. Get him, Simon. Get him.
Simon is not having it.
Luke is, yeah. Oh. You just gotta grab him. He's fine. He's not gonna hurt you.
You didn't barrel roll this time.
It's because I'm depressed because the cats hate me.
Luke Field. Simon. Come here.
Anywho,
Any Hoosier?
my
You, too,
catchphrase.
dear viewer or listener, can submit yourself a fanboy question.
A fanboy.
A
Question.
Fanbox question to the fanboys over on
Ooh,
Twitter.
Fanboys, that's a good movie. We still need to watch that with you.
No, right? Or we're on Instagram. We don't post there as much. Or you can email us at whatthefanboy@gmail.com. I do
The
not.
hamster slowed down there for a second.
I don't say that email very often.
Kitty cat.
As always, you can go to our website, whatthefanboy.com, to find all the recent episodes,
Everything.
all those other things that we did in the past but haven't done because of COVID.
Boom!
And
You suck, COVID-19.
and even some merch. We got some merch over there.
I
so
give COVID-19 a dumpster fire.
I approve of that rating.
COVID-19 can suck it.
That one has the fanboy stamp of approval there.
Oh man. All right. Well, until next week.
Hey, shout out to our producers this week, Leroy
Yes.
and Seabull.
Oh my gosh,
Yes,
yeah.
over in the super chat.
Producer credits this week. You guys got it.
That is incredible. Thank you guys
Yeah,
so
thank you
much.
guys. Really, it means a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I didn't even know
I enabled
was a
it.
thing.
I enabled it a while ago, but didn't tell anyone. I do all sorts of things behind your guys' backs that you don't know about.
What else is he doing?
We should kill him.
He's probably tweeting about The Last Jedi every day.
No, I have tweet notifications to make sure he doesn't do that.
I don't.
I did rewatch that making of documentary.
Okay,
for the other day.
we're done.
It's
We're not talking
really
Last
good.
Jedi.
Anyways,
We'll see you guys next week.
bye.